What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. We are here for another live Friday trading session, guys. I am in some calls right now on the SPY into next Friday. So I'm going to talk about that, why I took that, and we're going to look at the markets. We're going to look at some day trading opportunities with you, my friends. All right. So if you are ready, let's step into the war zone. So first, let's go ahead and let's talk about SPY. So I have two charts here. This is the futures chart. Okay, this is S&P 500, the futures. All right. So a few weeks ago, October 6th, we had labor reports, other news, etc., that led to this huge rally in the stock market. And we could see the Sunday that we opened. Okay, so this was with the Sunday that we opened after the headlines in the news, we had gapped down. Okay, so we gapped down on the headline news. We rallied all the way into new highs. And then from there, guys, we've actually been working our way back down. So what I have here is a really nice pullback setup. And I think from a risk to reward, that this is a good spot for me to take some calls. Okay, so I entered in calls into next Friday using this Fibonacci pullback. So let me go ahead and show you how this looks on SPY. Okay, so this is SPY, and I'm going to go ahead and draw this up for you guys. So the setup that I'm looking for here, guys, is essentially we had this initial push. This was the rally. This was the gap down on the headlines. This was the new high, and then the completion down here. Okay, so let me just make this a little bit wider. All right, so this is an advanced Fibonacci pattern that I bought calls on. So I bought calls this morning, and if you just think about it logically, this is pretty much the bull's last chance. This was all the support they built in October, and if I take the Fibonacci from this low to high, guys, we're right in that danger zone. So the bulls have to step in, and so far they have been defending this level. Okay, and if we go to the daily chart, what we can see here is we have a very powerful daily Fibonacci pullback, and if we go to the weekly, this is the last stop before we make new lows. Okay, so from a risk to reward perspective, I may not be right here, but I know that if I'm right, guys, I'm going to get paid a lot because I'm willing to take the risk of buying calls at the lows. Okay, hit me with the 10 if that makes sense. All right, so wish me luck on that, guys. So I just want to show you guys right here. So this is the lotto section. So what I realized is a lot of people are not ready to trade futures yet for whatever reason. Some people are not comfortable with margins. Some people don't have the ability to get access or get approved to trade futures. And a lot of people are still trading options. Hit me with a 1 if that sounds familiar to the situation you're in. Are you still trading options? Hit me with the 2 if you're trading futures. Hit me with the 3 if you're trading both. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm translating these advanced harmonic. Here we go, guys. Really nice push up here. Hopefully these calls will start to really show some profit here. So I'm using the futures harmonic patterns and combining it with the SPY ETF for calls and puts. Okay, but I'm going to be very greedy with these trades because I'm only going to buy the dip for calls and I'm only going to sell the rip for puts. I'm not taking any breakout trades. Hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. Okay, so for example, this morning buying calls, the market is red. So I'm doing something that the chart is saying otherwise, but that's how you get the best risk to reward, is when you put yourself in a position to be the first mover into these plays. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm doing. One thing that I wanted to mention briefly was the 15-minute opening range breakout this morning. So a lot of people have been trading this, and this is something that I want to bring back in the arsenal. But here's the first 15-minute candle of the day. So when I first started trading, these 15-minute candles were my go-to. Okay, so here was the first 15-minute candle of the day. It broke the low, really nice push down. So this was a really nice doji. The 15-minute opening range breakout, you let the first bar close and then take the breakout of that 15-minute candle. So this is something that I'm watching closely, and I might start implementing again because it's actually been doing pretty well. All right, hit me with the 10 if you guys are following me so far. All right, so let's see how these calls play out. Again, I have until next Friday. So let's go ahead and let's just look at the intraday price action a little bit closely here. So I'm going to remove all of my drawings. So where we're coming up on right now, guys, if I take the Fibonacci from high to low here, we are coming up on the 618. Okay, so this is in a very powerful rejection area here on the 618 is what I'm going to be watching. We're actually sitting on the 50 right now. I really like the 618, but I don't think this is a bad area to scalp. I think this is an opportunity, regardless if I'm long on the bigger picture, I can still day trade for a few points on the scalping levels. Okay, so let's see. I really would rather this get to the 618 before I even look at it, because I'm a 618 trader. Okay. All right. So what else do you guys want me to look at? So let's go ahead here and let's look at Tesla. Okay. So the one thing that I'm scared about with Tesla is after this big gap down on earnings, if we're kind of just going to stay choppy for a little bit and have a tight range, because a lot of times after a massive move, these names will contract and go sideways because it needs time to figure out what's the next level. And it also traps people that think Tesla is going to go up 10% today, or they get used to that volatility. Earnings volatility is not something you see every day. All right. So a lot of the times they want to sell the premiums and to rookies that are going to buy expensive premiums. So I want to see it digest. However, if we look at Tesla, we compare it to SPY, we have the pretty much same pattern here. Okay. So let's go here. This is the 5-minute chart. Okay. And then here's the 5-minute chart for Tesla. Very similar with the leg down. So we'll go ahead and do the Fibonacci retracement as well. So Tesla pretty much moving like SPY. So not really interested in that because I want to see something moving a little bit different. So NVIDIA is a lot weaker than SPY because it can't even get to the 50% retracement. So if I'm looking to short something, I would actually be leaning more towards NVIDIA. Hit me with the 25 if that makes sense. So what I'm looking at is the relative pullbacks to the range of that instrument for the day. If we're pulling back deeper on certain instruments, I'm going to consider them more bullish. If we're pulling back more shallow, I'll consider them more bearish. Okay, because that means there's not enough strength to even get to that 50% retracement there. Okay, so what else do you guys have? Go ahead and just throw it in the chat. Okay, so Tesla, NVIDIA, SPY. So we'll look at the Qs. I mean, very similar. So the Qs are definitely weaker than SPY. You could see SPY coming up on that 50% inside bar potential here. So let's watch how this one plays out. Amazon was on my list. So Amazon, same thing. So I'm seeing the same picture across everything. Let's look at Netflix. So Netflix is pretty interesting here. Kind of similar as well. Everything had that push down in the market. Microsoft, same thing. Let's look at Apple, same thing. PayPal, okay, PayPal gap down and sideways. Not really, don't like that tight price action here. NVIDIA, we said Google, Tesla. Let's look at MGM. Same thing, just sideways. So I don't really see anything. Let's go ahead and add Nike. I don't see something that's doing so chop. So it's not doing anything different. So let's focus on the SPY right now, okay? So we can see that 50% rejection coming in. Let's go down to lower time frame. You can see there was a nice inside bar there. Like I said, guys, for me personally, I like the 618. Because it's such a deeper retracement, it gives me a better risk to reward when I take the trades. So with the 618, we can short on the level here, guys, and put the stop loss on the swing high for protection. Okay, AMD, yes, my brother. Let's add AMD to the list. So let's go ahead and let's check out AMD. So AMD, so everything had that new low, guys, and this one is trying to find a bottom right here. So if we look at AMD, let's look at this. So AMD with an advanced Fibonacci pattern at the lows. So let's check this one out. So if we go low to high right here, you see we had that 786 pullback to the 50% extension, and then the re-786 there. So we have what we call here, guys, the cipher dragon. So swing high, low, new high, bang was the completion. That's pretty crazy to see that intraday. You don't really get to see that movement intraday. But what this tells me here is there is a lot of buyers on the bullish side here of AMD, because you could see here, if you visually look at all the buying that happened right there. Hit me with the 10, if that makes sense. Okay, so AMD is trying to make that squeeze into the close. Okay, and really, really interesting. I like that. I like that about AMD. And I'm gonna go. So for my calls, I have 50% stop loss right now, and I didn't go in with a heavy size. So I might risk 100%, but 50% is a good number in my head that I like to use. just because if you're swinging, it can be extremely volatile. So you have to be willing, you kind of have to be willing to lose the full premium on those lottos. That's why they're called lottos. All right, so AMD looks good. Let's watch SPY again. So pretty nice breakdown from the 50%. Let's go ahead here and let's try some harmonic trading here. So what we have here, guys, is from the low of SPY, we pushed up and we came into that 786 right there. You can see we went to the 272 extension. So this is the Cypher Dragon right there. Boom, boom, boom. And completion should be right around here. So let's move this to the side now. And let's update this leg. Okay, so that's gone to the side. And here's our leg. Okay, so right here, let's draw a box around. This is where I'll be looking for the long play if you want to go for that dip buying opportunity. So right here. So I'm going to leave that box on there. So let's see how that plays out. All right, so that's a Cypher completion right here. I'm going to switch over to the 5. Okay, so let's see if we can get into that area. That would be a nice little dip buying opportunity. So far, the bears are showing up on the 50% retracement, which means they want it, right? They really want to continue this selling into the close. They're not even waiting to get to the 618. They're heavily shorting here. We could see at the 50, we had an inside bar confirmation of that slowing down momentum. But let's go here. Let's try this, guys. It's against the trend, but let's give it a shot. Why not? All right, so here we go. Keep the size small, guys. And if you don't want to trade this, you don't have to. Just follow along. Okay, so here we go. Low to high. So let's watch that 618 right there. Hit me with a 4 if you're following everything I'm saying so far. So I do have calls already open here, guys, for next Friday. And while that's happening, I'll also have the ES chart here. Okay. All right, so let's just focus on SPY right now. Okay, let's just focus on SPY. So in this area, I'm not interested in doing anything until we get to the 618. And it can do a shallow pullback and then rip. That's fine. But if I don't get a good risk to reward, I'm not going to take the trade. All right. There's also a smaller Fibonacci leg from this outside bar. If we take it from the low to the high, and that 618 right there is lining up with the 50. Okay, so let's go to a lower time frame and let's just watch this. Okay, so we just have this ready. AMD doing its thing. Let's look at NVDA again, doing its thing. Okay. How many of you guys trade opening range breakouts like the 50-minute? Hit me with a 5. So I really think that's a kind of underrated strategy. So again, here was the 15-minute chart. This was the first candle of the day, broke the low, bam, never look back there, guys. Look at this 15-minute setup here, guys, putting in this inside bar, 6 minutes left. Wonder if this will say nope. So it just broke that low. Okay, so it didn't even stay inside. Bears are trying here, guys. Okay, they are trying to break. They want to break this low right here. All right, so let's go right here. So I'm going to wait. I want to see how it reacts on the level first. Okay, so let's see how it reacts on the level. What's going on, Richard Headley? What's going on, brother? Sid, Wesley, really appreciate the Trading Wars Army members out here. Kev, what's going on? Wesley, what's going on? Trading Wars Army members, send me a 10. I appreciate you guys. This is why I do it. I do it for you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the army. $4.99 a month, guys. I do free seminars for the Trading Wars Army members, daily special picks, daily content. Check us out, guys. Hit the join button below if you like these live streams. I'll try to do them as much as I can. All right, so just chilling here. Wait for this. I'm waiting for that 618. This is a really nice pattern here. This is what we call a waterfall. So every high in this sequence has not been broken. So this, once we get that first high to break, in this pattern would be considered the reversal of the waterfall. Okay, so let's watch this. Here's the 50%. So a part of me thinks maybe they'll move it at the 50%. because they shorted at the 50%. But let's see. For me, not my cup of tea. I don't want 50%. I want 618 because 618 gives me a better risk to reward. That's all I care about at the end of the day. If it doesn't fit my risk to reward, then I'm not taking the trade. All right. Any other, what's going on, guys? Spy 007, good to see you. Kevin, what's going on? Spy, Smith, boom. Joel, Outlaw, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming out. So hanging on here, guys. Hey, what's going on? We have a super chat in here. Excellent. Dashy Eat with a $2 super sticker. Thank you, my friend. Do you have any questions for me? Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Let me know how I can be of service. Guys, let's thank Dashy Eat. Hit him with the TW Army Spy VIP. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. So let's see this waterfall here, guys. Opening range is the first candle of the day. That's what it is. That's why it's called the opening range. So it could be on the 3-minute, 5-minute, 15, etc. So not taking this one here, guys, but this is technically the break of the waterfall. So lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, first break above. But like I said, I am 618 trader. I will be waiting right here. And that's my plan. No, sir, just enjoying the live stream. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Out here trying, guys, what the goal is, let's let this price action play out. But what the goal is do you guys know what R's are? Know what an R is. So I'm going to tell you about the dream here. Hey, Johnny R, welcome to the Trading Wars Army, my brother. Let's welcome Johnny R with the TW Army Spy VIP. Boom. All right, so let's talk about the math behind trading while we wait here for a setup. See if there's anything else. This is pretty interesting right here. Netflix. It's on the 50. But the difference between this and SPY is that this one right here, my friends, has a very advanced pattern here. Okay, we have an outside bar, inside bar, working on another inside bar. So this is what we call destruction. A lot of chop around there. Watching this one closely. 1:30 to close. Okay, let's look at this one. I like this setup here, guys. I like it to the downside only because we could see there were some sellers here. So let's take a chance. See if I can go to a lower time frame. Not really anything there. If this closes as an inside bar in the next minute, we'll look for an opportunity here. So let's give this a minute. Yeah, so basically here, guys, so the R is, let's say it's your, so the R is your risk unit, okay? So let's say you have, let's say you risk $100 a trade, okay? So the goal is to understand if you risk $100 per trade, that's your risk unit. How many risk units can you make a year? Let me know in the chat. What do you think is a real fair number? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40? What do you think is a good risk unit to make per year? What do you guys think? So still waiting here, guys. So this setup is almost dead. But let's give this one a shot here. Like I said, guys, you don't have to take these trades if you don't want to. You can definitely just watch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for a false breakout. If this candle, so if this candle, the next candle that's forming right here, if the next candle here breaks this low, I will look to short. Okay, this candle, only if it breaks this low. If it does not break this low, if it continues higher, then I'm going to wait for the 618. So let's see what happens here. Okay. All right, so I have that open. All right, so 30. Okay, so anything else? What else? Any other ideas? 64. What else do you guys have? What about 5? What about 10? What about 15? So if I told you instead of $100, your risk unit was $10,000, okay? And I'm telling you this because there are people that have a risk unit of $10,000. So if your risk unit was $10,000, would that change what you want for your R? Would you be happy with 10R, which would be 100 grand? Hit me with the 1 if yes, hit me with the 2 if no. What do you think? So let's say your risk unit is $10,000 and you on the year you only make 10 risk units. Okay, but that's 100 grand. Would you be happy with that? Hit me with the 1 if yes, hit me with 2 if no. So basically here, what I'm trying to show you guys is build up your ability to make risk units. That is your goal. It doesn't matter what the size of your account is. Okay, as you get better at trading, as you grow your account, guys. So my journey was $5,000 to $80,000 with futures. And it was a little bit of timing. It was good strategy. It was all the above. Okay. But now, so let's say when I started off, I was risking, a few $100, but now I can risk a few $1,000 because my account is bigger, but the setup is the same. All right, guys. So I'm not going to take anything here on Netflix. Let's watch the 618 right here instead. There we go. So this is an example of the waterfall, guys. I didn't take it because I wanted the 618, but this is what it looks like in case you ever see this pattern again. It is a pattern that I've traded in the past where basically you have a series of lower highs, and then the first time the lower high breaks, that's your entry to go to the other direction, which in this case was long. We also had an inside bar pause here for a nice little pop up there. Hit me with a 5 if that makes sense. Okay, so what I'm telling you guys is build your risk unit. And as you guys know, I have calls on right now. Okay, so I took calls earlier this morning. Build your risk unit skills. Okay, if you can come to me and say, hey, Rich, I can make 20 risk units. I can make 30. I can make 40. I can make 50. A good goal is 50. Okay, that's a great goal. 50 is a good goal. If you can make that on a small account, the only thing that changes is the size, but the setup is the same, right? So for example, with this, the calls I took this morning, it's the same play. The only thing is I buy more calls. Hit me with the 2 if that makes sense. Okay. So I just want to encourage you guys, focus on building risk units and always keep your risk unit the same until you graduate to the next level. Once you can build, at least 20 risk units per year, then all you got to do is change the sizing. Okay. And that's not that hard. And if you can change the sizing, my friends, then all of a sudden you go from making a few $100 to a few thousand to 100,000, 200. It's just the size of the contracts that change. So track yourself and you let me know at the end of this year. So we're almost done Q4. We're in Q4 here, guys. Let me know how you finish the year. Okay. I've been tracking myself as well, and I'm going to be sharing it as well. All right. So boom. So this is what I've been hoping for here. This trap. You could see the bears were in control for a long time, and there should be some type of relief bounce. And that's why I took the calls this morning. And just hoping that, there we go, guys. All right. So now getting that move. So I took the 425 calls. So let me check on those right now. 1 sec. So everything so far has been a 50% pullback. And personally, for me, I don't like 50%. I like 618 pullbacks, like I said, guys. So those calls are doing good. If we look back at this, if I go back here to the 5-minute. So if I had used this anchor, this outside bar anchor, that would have been the 618 right there, guys. So I decided to use the lower anchor to be more conservative, but you can see here, the algorithm was already loaded on this anchor. So sometimes you're not gonna get the right anchor. So I try to go conservative and use the low of the day. But in this case here, guys, they don't can't even wait. All right, so hit me with a 3 if you see that. So they can't even wait. They're using every new anchor in the train of Fibonacci to add to the position. So there was that add. There was the 618 right there. So it's all good. I'm not going to force it if I don't have it. I took this lower anchor. Obviously, if I had taken this anchor, it would have been a lot better. But not going to kill myself over it. Like I said, I already have calls on into next week. All right, I'm gonna try. This is my last shot here, guys. Haven't really seen anything good, but here is the 618. So you can see Netflix touched the 618 and is rejecting. Let's let this 2-minute bar close here, and I'm gonna give this one a shot into the weekend and just call it. Hit me with a 5 if you're ready. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, and I want to thank each and every one of you for giving me your time on a Friday. I want to do these more often, guys. I'm 30 subscribers away from 34,000. Okay, I'm 30 subscribers away from 34,000. So hit the subscribe button. Help me get that big milestone for me. I have over 800 videos. All right, and it's been such a great journey, and I owe it all to you guys. All right, so thank you very much. See that 618 rejection is there. So let's see here. All right, let's just go for this, man. Boom. So below that doji, stop at the high. All right. So let's have some multiple targets here. So if you're going with shares, you can easily scalp these levels on the way down, all these wicks. Okay. If you're going for risk to reward, 1-to-1 is right about there. So let's see this. All right. I can only subscribe once, bro, but if I could, I would. I appreciate that, brother. I really do. Thank you. All right. So I want to see the low of this doji break. And if it does not break in this candle, if this candle cannot flip red, I won't take that short, and I'm just going to call it here, guys, because I don't want to force that. All right. So let's see. Happy to be in some calls right now going into the weekend. Anything can happen with the headlines, but I really do think that this analysis here, guys, with the bulls putting in one more fighting chance, I think it's a very good risk to reward, and that's exactly why I took the calls this morning. And just for those of you who just showed up, I added a new channel. Welcome to the Dragon SPY Lottos. So I'm looking for the Dragon pattern, which is an advanced harmonic Fibonacci that I've been creating. And I'm using it on SPY Lotto calls only. Okay, so I bought the 425 calls right here this morning with next Friday. Okay, so if you guys are into lottos, that's my new channel, and I think you'll really like it. And guess what, guys? I'm going to give lifetime access to this channel. If you guys are interested, hit me with a 5. Okay, if you guys are interested in lifetime access to this channel, hit me with a 5, and I'll show you what to do. So here we go, guys. This is what I want to see here. All right. So Netflix coming through. All right. Here we go. So let this candle close. Okay, hold on right here, guys. Okay, I'm watching this closely here. It's like doing surgery. Thanks, Rich. Bring attention, SPY. I took the 5-minute. All right, here we go, guys. Into this short on Netflix. There's a double wick here, protection. So this is a great setup. We see the clear rejection on the 618. So this is a really, really nice setup here. Let's see how this one plays out. Thanks, Rich, for bringing to attention, SPY. I took the 5-minute inside candle, just grabbed SPX, call for a $200 gain in less than 1 minute. Had I held, it would have caught much more. Green is green. Excellent, 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 brother. Okay. Excellent. So let's see SPY here. So let's see how this one plays out. Ideally, I could have taken it on the 618 itself. That would have already been in profit, but I wanted to see the reaction with the candlesticks on the 2-minute chart. So let's see how this one plays out. And this is a very small risk, right? If this thing turns around and takes me out, I'm taking a stab. All right. So really nice first target there. I would love to see a clean flush hitting multiple targets on the way down. All right. Send me some energy with a 4. So when you're doing the 618 with really small targets, I'd recommend that you actually do shares instead of the options, because if you get a bad entry on the spread, you're going to put yourself in a bad situation to actually make money. However, if you want to take this into the close, you could definitely get the lotto puts, but keep the size extremely small because it would be 0 DTE. Okay. So let's see how this plays out. I like it. I think it's a decent setup. I would take it. You know, the only thing that will make this not work is if the market starts ripping, and then we take a stop here. But I like it. You could clearly see here that someone is shorting there at the 618. So there is a chance here that we have a nice rollover. So we'll let that keep going. All right. What we're talking about. All right. Okay. So if you guys want access to the Lotto channel, lifetime access, my friends, I'm only going to do this for the people watching this video. All right. So you guys know I have my new book, The Power of the 618 Fibonacci. In this book, I go in detail with 46 trades. Let me pull it up right here. Find it for you guys. I have my trading log in here. So I go through 46 trades, $16,000 in profit, 22 winners and 24 losers. So only a 48% win rate. But I use the power of the 618 Fibonacci to master risk to reward. And this book is amazing for that. I also have the broker statements in there with the charts, the live call outs, and the videos. Okay. So if you guys grab the book right now, okay, buy it on the website, it's going to come with lifetime access to the Fibonacci Society, 1 month for free in the SPY call outs. But the lifetime access to the Fibonacci Society for a limited time, it's going to give you access to the Dragon SPY Lottos. All right. So you must be watching the video in order to redeem that. You can be watching it after, but just email me and let me know that you watched the video. And the reason why is because if you're in this channel, you need to understand the setup. All right. It's not a simple Fibonacci. It is actually a little bit more advanced. All right. And it's not for everyone. Okay. If you want to do advanced lottos, there's a huge potential to make a lot of gains, but you got to understand that you're going against what the chart is showing you. And if you can't stomach that, guys, then it's not for you. All right. Sometimes to make the most money, you got to take risk. All right. Hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. All right, guys. So that's the deal I'm doing. Purchase on the website right now, tradingwars.com/Fibonacci Society. All right. So let's see how this thing plays out here, guys. And what I'm going to do too, I'm going to start to also add some other stocks potentially in there. So we'll see. I don't want it to be overwhelming. Here we go. So you can see, you know, taking a little bit of time here, but getting some reaction. There we go. So let's go ahead and flush through these targets and clean this up here. So I want to get to this target at least, guys. I'm already 35 minutes into the stream. So lifetime is 150 or yeah. So lifetime access is going to be to the Fibonacci Society, which is this channel. And this is all based on this one pattern right here, the dragon. Okay. So we have lottos, we have future setups, etc. It's different than the SPY channel. The SPY channel is focused specifically on just day trading SPY, swing trading SPY. However, you'll still get 1 month for free, okay, in there. So you get both, but you get the lifetime to the lottos, which I think a lot of you will benefit from. So, I mean, hovering around here, guys, every time we push through, we're just kind of chopping around, which is a little bit disappointing for me. I really wanted to see a clean rejection here. You can see there is a lot of rejection going on in here. I just want to see that clean follow through, guys. All right. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to give it a few more minutes, about 35 minutes in, and a lot of people are not going to watch the video if it's this long. That's just the way YouTube works. But I'm going to wrap it up here in a few minutes. Even with the 5, if you enjoyed the live stream and you want me to continue to do more like this, we'll see how this plays out by the end of the day here. Could be a really nice one. So let's see. Definitely have a nice little stop loss as well with that double wick, and just going in to the close. Okay. And it's up to you guys if you want to use options or shares. I definitely recommend paper trading and getting better with it. And you definitely can use shares. It's kind of been a forgotten thing in trading, but that's how trading started, guys, with shares, right? Options are a derivative instrument. Okay. Price is price. Right, here we go, guys. Come on. Can we get a nice push down into the end of the stream? Hit me with a 5. Send me some of that energy. Let's get the flip down into the end of the stream. Boom. Hit this line for me and I'm out. Let's go. Come down here. Boom, boom, boom. Come. I'll pull it down here, guys. Look. Bang, 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 bang. Come down. Hit that and I'm out. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. All right. The special deal I told you, lifetime access to those lottos. Tradingwars.com, Fib Society. All right, guys, a lot of chop. Just going to leave this on here. I'm out and have a great weekend. So let's see how this plays out into the close. I'll post an update on the Twitter. All right, guys, take care. Thanks so much.